The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered 12. I covered.
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Off and running on a Wednesday. What is up, Brigade? Welcome into another episode of the Bostonian versus the book. Dave Sharapan, the book. Matt Perrault, the Bostonian. Live YouTube and Twitter at Boston versus the book. Sports Grid on the replay. It is, well, Dave, it feels like the dog days of summer. We are counting down the days till we get football. Baseball is in its, do we trade you? Do we not trade you stage? How are you on this Wednesday?
Dog days of summer. Where you been? It's July 26th. It's been 115 degrees every day. It feels like it now. What have you been doing?
Well, there's been fun things to get us through. There's been the kids go back to school 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today. They start
2
school.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 9th of August.
Nothing makes sense. That is the biggest. There's a lot of big fallacies today. There's a lot of things that we'll be talking about today.
Okay.
That will apply to that rule. Like, what the hell is going on here? That's the first thing you'll think when you read it. But you saying it's the dog days of summer right now.
Yeah.
I don't know where you were all of July. Welcome to the show.
Well,
Nice
no,
to have
because when you got to get to
good.
the low point, right? And so we're at the low point now before we start to climb up to college football.
It's just getting good. What are you talking about? Low
game is
point.
not getting good. This is the low point of baseball. This is the low point of everything. Right before the trade deadline, this is Boresville. Get me to Saturday at least. At least I got two big events on Saturday to watch. Huge UFC card and an awesome fight in Vegas for boxing. We got Saturday at least. This week stinks.
Somehow you got football training camps on the rundown. You didn't even. It is just getting good. The Pittsburgh, San Diego last night. Soto hits a home run, celebrates like it's a seventh game of the World Series. Perdomo hits Machado with a 98 fastball right in the 3 in the back. Machado really wanted to go to the mound. Would you go to the mound in that situation? Like if I chirp off before you,
Right.
okay? Because I know I'm going to reverse it when I'll answer second, but I'll ask you this question.
Okay.
If I hit a bomb, I get in there like this and I just crush it.
Mhm.
And I pimp it around the bases, and then me and like our producer for the live shows, and we come in, I do the whole dance, I do this and I do that. And the pitcher's on the mound stewing. And you get in the batter's box.
Mhm.
And he hits you right above the ribs, right in the back. Are you going to the mound?
What's my team's record?
We're San Diego. We're 10 games out of the division. We're 6 games out of the wild card.
No, I don't charge the amount.
So if our record was the Orioles, you would go to the mound?
Yep. Or the Rockies. Or the Pirates. I go to the mound.
You're on the extreme. You're in first or you're in last. You're charging the mound. You're in the middle. You're not charging the mound. Hold on. Let me get the listening glasses for this because I can't wait to hear this explanation. Hold on.
If you're Manny Machado and you are a key cog in a team, you charge the mound, you are going for 5 games, maybe 10, depending on what the fight looks like.
All right.
You can't miss that much time. You're more valuable than a personal vendetta and a personal fight. Let your pitcher handle it.
You said if we're the Orioles and we're in first place, we're going to the mound?
Yo, yeah, I'm going to the mound. Sure. Yeah, I'm okay. Because they're going to the playoffs. The Orioles are going to be in the playoffs. Just a matter of they're winning the division or not. But like, if I feel confident that my team is good enough and they can withstand me being out, yes. If my team is out of it and it doesn't matter, yes. If my suspension matters, I'll let the pitcher handle it. I'll let my pitcher get the 5 game and he'll miss 1 start.
See, all right. That's That's an interesting. You would get hit with a fastball 98 in the back, and think, where's our place in the standings?
Well, no, you would know where you'd be able to think about
They
your
know where
place
their
on.
place in the
Of
standings
course
is.
you do. Yes, you know every damn day where you are. You got to do this. You're
You give them
you're
way
a
more
leader.
credit.
You're a leader in baseball. You got to know these things, and you know you played for a long time. You got to the major leagues. It's not the first time you've been drilled. If you're a baseball player, everyone's been hit once or twice.
Yeah.
So you get not with 98, I guess, but you get caught with a fastball. It hurts like hell. It's a rock they threw at you, but you do have your pitcher who can come in out of the mound and nail their guy, and that's just how the game's been played. Tit for tat, 1 for 1.
And the pitcher
eye for an
got
eye.
to face the suspension.
Yeah, but for relievers or for starters, they get 5-6 games. It doesn't really matter. It's one start for most starters. Well, I think it matters. It matters where you are in the standings. If I'm Machado last night, I do not, and he didn't charge. He was smart to not charge.
He did not charge.
There's more important things going on.
If the situation were reversed, and you come in and you hit the home run and you do the pimping thing and you do all this other stuff,
yeah,
and you're hitting 220, you got 10 homers on a season, whatever Soto's doing, we're stuck. You know where I'm going when the pitcher hits me?
Where?
I'm dropping a bat and I'm coming to get you in the dugout. That's what I'm doing.
In the dugout.
I'm coming to the dugout to get you, my teammate.
Oh.
They stop doing this stuff.
Right.
Because we stink.
Right. And
we ain't in the playoffs.
And I'm wearing it.
And now I can't move my left shoulder for a week.
Fair.
Because you got to make sure you do your dance. You got to make sure you do this. That's called police in the room. Good teams police the room and have fun when it's time to have fun and win when they're supposed to win.
There also might be a motive for Soto to do that, though.
Really?
Yeah, get on SportsCenter, get people talking about you, get your name out there. He wants to be traded. There might be some other things at work with Soto doing that and not really caring if his teammate gets drilled.
There's we guys and there's me guys.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a lot of we guys. That's what I want on a team. Those
Fair.
Teams win. The me guys, they have good careers. They get paid a lot of money. Not a lot of rings for the me.
Yeah, Manny Ramirez won a ring. Won 2, actually.
Yeah.
Manny
was a really good teammate, though.
Manny was a big me guy. What do you mean? Manny was a gigantic. He was a gigantic me guy.
Manny walked to his own drummer. Walked to the beat. He was on his own planet.
True, but he was a me guy. Manny was about Manny. Like he wanted to make sure that Manny got. I mean, that's why he went to the bathroom in the middle of the game and fed. You gotta go. You gotta go. Behind the green monster. He cut off a throw, by the way, from Johnny Damon one time that was 10 feet in front of him. Like Manny's Manny. Off. He's an interesting cat. I mean, the whole, Bill Simmons for years, his avatar on Twitter was the Manny Ramirez. When he hit a home run, he stood at home plate with both hands up. He just hit it and dropped the bat and put both hands up. Like that's just Manny. He's a nutcase.
That's fine. Like
I love him.
If you can do that too, I think when you have everybody on the same page.
Yeah, Poppy and him were tight. Him and Poppy were tight. He was tight with certain guys, but a lot of people would say there was clicks on that 2004 team with the Red Sox, and that's why things didn't go very well. That's why they traded Nomar to bust it up to kind of give the team a kick in the butt to make the move. Dave Roberts, everything else that happened in 2004. So, certain teams can be put. Baseball is a little bit different than football or basketball, where the ball's got to be shared. Baseball is still very individual sport.
Well, they make it individual because that's the only way you get paid is putting up individual numbers. Nobody cares how many World Series rings you won. It's how many homers did you hit? How many this? How many that? It's all. It's a team sport played very individualistically, unlike football. We talked about it yesterday, and running backs and their positions and place in a game. You need 11 guys to play football. Mm-hmm. It's somehow a team game. Hockey is the ultimate team game, and that's the sport I grew up playing from beginning, where the best player on the ice, best player on the team, plays 25 minutes, doesn't even play half the game. So I don't know. I just thought it was an interesting discussion. Thank you for letting me partake
No,
in
no,
that.
no.
Now get to the football bull crap.
No, it's interesting because with football, it was the one part about the game growing up that was very difficult for me to understand. Like the do your job portion of football
Yeah.
was always it's why either I was the quarterback, and when I wasn't the quarterback, I didn't do well because I
Right.
didn't like I played wide receiver and cornerback as I got older. I played all through Pop Warner. I was always the quarterback, but then then I went to high school and I was like, let's play freshman football. They're like, no, you're not the quarterback. You're gonna play cornerback, or you're gonna play wide receiver.
Right.
And like the idea of like, how many plays am I going to be involved in? Like, we're going to run the ball. The offense that we ran the ball all the time.
Yeah.
And like, I just was like, I didn't mind blocking, but like, it got to be the point where like, I knew the play wasn't coming my way. Like, I was on the weak side.
It plays off.
It was a power right. It was a power sweep to the right. I knew I wasn't going to do it. And I was just like, this is like, why am I even out here? Like, it was very, because like basketball, there's 5 guys. And I was normally the point guard, so I was normally involved with everything. So like I had a very tough learning curve of like figuring out that other side, because coming up in my life, I was always certain positions. And then as I got older, I moved around. And I didn't really like it. I was like, a little weird. So that football component of the strategic part of football is such, as an adult and as a spectator, I loved it so much more than actually playing it. That idea of like, where does this? Everyone has to do their job. Everybody has a responsibility, and if one person falls down, the whole play can get blown up.
Try explaining that to a teenage girl who's you're coaching softball. You got to play right field, Coach Dave. I'm never going to get a ball. I don't. It's boring. Listen, somebody's got to stand there, and you're still going to get the bat. There may be one play the entire game that you get. I need you to make it.
Right.
So you got to figure out a way to stand there, back up second, back up first, back up center field when the ball comes that way, and catch and hit your cut. That's all you need to do. That's it.
But it feels like a punishment.
It does. And
That's
that's the hard part about sports. You have to understand that the guard, if he don't do your job, the running back can't do the job. If the tackle don't block, the quarterback's going to get killed.
Yeah, I was never walked through
it. Own it.
It was never walked. And mostly because my dad was out of my life basically when I was 10 years old on. So I really didn't have anybody like to sit me down and like walk me through that. I would have been very, I don't want to say I would have been a different athlete, but I would have been a more accepting athlete as I got older into different roles. If somebody had explained that to me, because I was always, like I mentioned, I was always like the starting guard. I was always the starting quarterback.
Yeah,
I was
used to touching the ball.
Yeah, I was always on the ball. I always had it in my hands.
Yeah.
And I was always like the best athlete. Like for tryouts for basketball, like I just was faster than everybody with the ball in my hands. I could dribble really, really fast. And so I always stood out during tryouts, and I always made teams that I made. And as I plateaued and I stopped growing and everybody else kept on growing, I started to like go, wait a minute, what's going on? And so like accepting roles was very difficult for me. And I had a tough time overcoming that when I was like, okay, Matt, you're another backup. What do you mean on the backup?
I don't believe any of this. Knowing you now as well as I do, I think you're completely full of caca right now talking about this.
Oh, right. Yeah. So not
like exactly
like me.
Like
yes.
the problem.
So I was very angry about this, and nobody sat me down to be like, this is what you have to do to be part of the team. We need this for the team. And I was always just very much like, no, like this is not okay. Like I played center field. Like I wanted the ball in my hands. I pitched, I caught, and I played center field. I was always straight up the middle. So I was always involved in something, either backing up second base or pitching or catching. I was like, I had to be active and involved. And when I stopped having those things go on, it was hard. It was difficult. And like that, that's a big part of coaching and a big part of how now as a professor teaching, I try to remember that feeling of like, if someone's making you do something that's making you uncomfortable or you're not used to it. Like I've had kids in my class who think that they're great and that I knocked them down a peg, and they just kind of, no one's ever told them this before, that like, they're not amazing. Like everyone's always told them that, they're the greatest things that rainbows shoot out of their asses. And I come at them and say, hey, this is not good enough. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, this is not good enough. And I have to explain to them why and try to coach them through that shock, because I experienced that shock.
I experienced that shock, I think, the day I was born. like, and was punished that way. Not punished, but told that all the time. You've been to my house. I get told that every day. I get knocked down a peg when I wake up. Are you up? Good. All right, do something. Like, that's it. Like, it's not, hey, glad to see you. Good. It's go to work.
Right.
And sports, it's a good lesson for the media, is it not? That's a good lesson for your classroom. Like,
yeah,
you need a producer to do a show. If you can't find a producer, produce it yourself. If you want to be on the air, learn how to be on the air. If you want to be the guy doing the lighting, be the best lighting guy you could be. My dad used to say it all the time. I can't believe when I write the book, all these lessons from my dad that I listened to when I heard. He said, Dave, I don't care what you're going to be, but if you go be a janitor, just be the best janitor that there is on the team. Like, be the best janitor at the school. Like, okay.
Right.
And if you are, at least you can own it. And that's what, like, these sports teach us. And I think it's such a good lesson in life to tell kids early on. Every job on this field is important. It's important in its own way. If you're the best left fielder we got, I know you want to play center field.
Right.
You want to play shortstop.
Right.
The truth and reality of it is you're still a little bit afraid of the ball, and I can't count on you to throw it to first every time. But what I can count on you're really good at catching fly balls. I'm going to put you in left field because I can count on you to do the job necessary. Do you want to do it or not?
Yeah, that word "count on you," like that phrase, you've obviously coached clearly, because it's a phrase that I don't hear it enough in life. Like, I think it's almost like I was watching, my mom sent me this thing in the middle of my divorce about how marriages are, and how basically, like, sometimes it's 80-20. Like, marriages aren't 50-50. Like, sometimes one party has to carry 80% because that person, the other party, is really screwed up for whatever reason. And then it shifts. And sometimes you're 20% and they're 80%. And it's going back and forth. But the idea of, like, I'm counting on you to do something doesn't get said in our lives enough to people, because it would change things if you say it and phrase it that way. Of not like, I need you to do this or do this now. Like, I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you to catch the fly ball. I'm counting on you to come home at 11 o'clock with the car, completely in shape. I'm counting on you to make the right choices and decisions in your life and to stay away from the right things. I'm counting on you to do what I need you to do, or what we need you to do as a family. It's a very powerful phrase.
Yeah.
When you tell somebody, I'm counting on you, because it means there's responsibility attached to your actions. So it's really cool. It's a cool phrase that you say, because it really is true.
Every day. And a lot of times I would ask the question, can I count on you to do that? Because if just tell me, if I can't, then guess what? I'm going to ask someone else. Right. Because the game goes on. Life goes on. You have to figure it out if you want to be a part of it. And if you don't, that's fine too. Go find something you want to be a part of, that you want to own and take control of. And so right about marriage. I used to say it all the time about marriage and parenting. It ain't 50-50. It ain't ever 50-50. It don't feel like it. But, like, it's 90-10. Start at 90-10, where you feel like you're given. Because if you ask most spouses of people married, what is our marriage division of stuff to do? The person doing it is going to say 90-10 or 80-20. But both people are going to say it.
Right.
It's
true. Right. They're both going to think that they're in it. But that communication of how to, and my mom was trying to, like, coach me for my next relationship, kind of explaining that, like,
did you tell her what you told me yesterday?
What, that marriage is a scam? Marriage is a scam. Marriage is absolutely a scam.
Mama P, he said it. I didn't tell him.
Marriage is a scam. I told you this. I'll say it publicly. I will never tie myself legally to another human being for the rest of my life. Ever. I'm 46 years old. I will never be legally tied to someone else ever again. I tried it once. Okay. It's like taking an ice bath. You can try it once and then you never do it again. You learn it. You're like, fuck this. I'm not doing it again. Okay. Because that was damn cold. That was not fun. I knew it. I knew getting in was going to suck. I did it anyway. And I came out of it. I'm never doing it again. I will get married. You may see one day me getting married, walking down the aisle with somebody else. I will never legally do it. You will never see me sign a legal document that states I am tied to somebody else unless I knock up a 25-year-old girl and I get her pregnant and I got to go ahead and parent some kid. So there's some legal reason. As far as I know, I'm done having kids. I'm 46 years old. I haven't snipped it yet, but at some point I'll probably snip it and I can't have kids anymore and I'll be good to go. Okay. And then it's 100% that I will never have to deal with that signing that legal document. Marriage is a beautiful thing. The legality of it is bullshit. It's complete and total BS. It's absolute nonsense. The legality of a marriage. I get why we do it. It's important. I understand it, but it's straight up a scam. There's no way around it. It is an absolute scam.
I don't have anything to add to that. Other than we're never getting.
That's fine. That's fine. Adam and Eve, you can sponsor this show. We'll help keep marriages alive. Late night sponsors.
Do we got a call with them? Maybe we can get a call with them at 2:00.
Do it all in. Yeah. What is that called? The rabbit? What is that thing that they have? The rose that they advertise on the strip, the big billboards. Love that conversation. Daddy, what's that? Nothing. Keep looking straight forward.
Yeah. Flowers. Rose.
It's a rose. It's a rose petal. It's got batteries in it. Don't worry about it.
Boy, oh boy. We went from coaching and psychology and being a team player to marriage is a scam, and I'm never doing it again. I mean, it's way better than anything on the top of the rundown. I can tell you that right now, but you can get to the show if you want.
I like the Raiders and the Patriots opening up camp today. It's exciting. Let me have my moment.
That's fine. All right.
Great.
Go. That's great.
Good practice. It's fun.
Oh, God.
You don't like it at all? Good. Nothing.
Oh, man.
No interest. No excitement. Garoppolo out there taking snaps. Jimmy G looking good. Foot looks good.
He does look good. I saw him come into camp. He looked great. Gave a thumbs up. Was dressed
I'm shocked we haven't heard any stories. He must not be like living here, like living here yet. I'm stunned we haven't had like some story of Jimmy Garoppolo spotted with some, porn star or something. He likes he likes to date that type of woman. And we have plenty of them here in Vegas. So it's a target-rich environment for Jimmy Garoppolo. If he wants to go and do that. The rumor is the rumor is true, Dave.
What?
The rumor is true. It is happening. $1,500 per person. Las Vegas Grand Prix officials have confirmed that they are charging clubs and restaurants on the Strip a licensing fee. If you want to host people to watch the race in November, $1,500 per person, you must pay off of your license with the fire marshal. If your capacity is 100, do the math. Venues that don't pay the F1 fees will have their views obstructed, meaning they're going to build something in front of your place so you can't see. I cannot wait to see what those look like. Like, how high do you have to build that? Because Paris has the Eiffel Tower and they have the observation deck on the Eiffel Tower. So are they going to build something that I think would be 40 stories high?
No, you know what Gabe said he read yesterday? He said that they're going to shine lights in those places. They're going to shine lights up.
Oh, those
blinding spotlights.
Man, this is like the Hunger Games. This is unbelievable. Wow. This is they're going to shine spotlights at people.
Well, it's a night race, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So they have to light up everything. Like more so. I mean, they're driving 180 to 200 miles an hour, right?
So here's the question. Can you legally do that? Because now you're entering into my space. It's one thing if you have a license to have the streets. So you go to the state or the county and say, I am going to take over for these days. I have the ability to do whatever I want with the street. And they say, yes. But if you're shining a light that leaves the street to go into an establishment that prevents that establishment from doing business, is that legal?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
Think about it. If you own a restaurant, you're running a restaurant, and you're like, look, I'm not going to play your game. Go ahead and build the obstruction. If they don't build the obstruction and they shine something into my dining room that prevents me from doing business, I could sue them for damages.
What do you mean? It's shining a light in there, and they're not going to prevent you from your business.
If you're shining a spotlight into my dining room and it's the entire thing, it changes the whole ambiance of the dining room and it's not fun to be in there anymore. You can't, I mean, all you could say, like, my strip view city.
Put on glasses, buddy, just to eat the food. The food's
my
the same.
strip. Well, you could say, like, my strip view seats are the most expensive tables in the place. And now you're stopping me from being able to have people eat there.
Well, you can eat there. It's just a very unpleasant experience. You gotta put sunglasses on.
I could sue you for damages. I don't think that I would be very surprised if they're going to shine lights into people. That's interesting. If they do that, I would. There will be lawyers. They do that, there's going to be lawyers, especially because who you're playing around.
Aren't there going to be lawyers already?
But you're playing around with some pretty big companies now. I mean, there's a couple mom and pop shops down there, but there's some pretty big companies in there that got deep pockets that will definitely go, no, you're not. You're not going to shine lights into our establishment. You want to build something? Go right ahead. Block our view that way if you want. Build the whole damn thing under a tunnel if you need to. We don't care. Like, do whatever you got to do. But you can't shine a light.
I don't know, man. This is getting ugly. This is what do you do at the bar? I mean, like, do you pay or do you just say, I mean, because
no, you do what you do.
Have the bars been selling packages like you can come here and watch the race?
I don't know if they have been. I've seen a couple of them.
They've been talking about it, but I don't think I've seen anybody sell it because obviously if you sold something at Beer Garden,
you're in trouble.
I mean, it's in such a good place. And that second deck just literally looks right down. It's a great view up and down the strip.
Because they've already built, like, the Bellagio rooms are all going to be blocked. They've already established that. So
blocked. What does that mean?
They're building. That's where the whole.
They're not putting something on the Bellagio outside.
You won't be able to see from your room. You won't be able to see the strip because they're building the grandstands right there in front of the fountains.
Right.
So Bellagio's blocked. Cosmo, we talked to Tyler about that. About Cosmo was already pushing people saying, do you want a room that overlooks the strip?
Yeah, they have balconies.
So what are you going to do? Like, if you're going to go block, you're going to build. This is a futile effort. This is a stupid, dumb way of trying to be greedy and monetize and hold on to everything versus just going down the strip and making deals with every person that has a strip view. Cut them in. Cut a deal.
But you got the race here. You got all the money from the city.
Yeah.
Like, can't everybody eat and we're doing the race. We're building the track. I don't care what you do in your bar. I don't care what you do over there. We knew we were coming here.
Right. On a public street.
It's your city. It's your place.
Right.
Like, we knew we were coming. Yeah. Now we're going to wait to get this. I mean, it's almost August. We're telling you, race is in August. You thought you guys were going to make money off of us? Oh, no. We're going to make money off of you.
$1,500 per person.
Well, I don't know what the price should be.
No, that's but that's more than a ticket. That's what a package would cost you.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous. Like, if I'm in a bar and I happen to be able to glance out and see the race, I'm hanging out. Like, again, put together packages, work with the bars, and have everybody eat. Like you said, hey, it's 50-50, okay? It's $500 per person to come in.
If I'm the bar, I'm already here. Why do I have to give you anything?
Well, because, again,
I don't have to give you anything.
You don't.
You said yesterday it's a public street.
It is. Yep.
I pay rent. I lease the land. I buy the land. I pay everything. Now I got to pay you because you're running a race. I don't care about the race. I care about the people coming in here.
Yeah,
you don't care about me.
It's a contentious situation now because F1 has made it so. Like, they didn't have to make it like this. There were other things at play, and you're right. You could have just said, "Hey, we've got the race, we've got the television rights, we've got the events, we've got all the stuff. If people are going to hang out on balconies and watch this thing, we can't really stop it. We're coming to a city.
It's more exposure.
Right. It helps us. It grows
Somebody may come because they can do that.
Right.
And then they may watch F1 again.
Fair. No, I grow the sport. I'm with you. It's a very short-sighted way of approaching and making a lot of enemies on the way out. which, by the way, you were right. It's a 10-year contract with the opportunity to extend it, but it is a 10-year contract for F1 to be here. So it's 2033 is what the deal is runs through. And then if they want to extend it for another 10 years, they can push it for another 10 years. So it's up to 20 years that they could have it here. It's possible, but 10 years is the length of time from a contract. So what's the feeling next year when this comes back? Everybody's like, oh, yay, this is wonderful. Come on back. This was so fun. You're going to get people who are going to be like, get out of here. Like, we don't want any part of this. Like, it's a stupid idea to make all this bad blood with the people that drive this city. I mean, that's what the Strip is, what drives the economic engine of Las Vegas.
Right?
Like, why do you want to piss off the engine? And like, I know the governor's dealing with his own stuff. He just got fined for an ethics violation, and there's all these different things going on in Nevada. But like, where's the governor on this? Like, where's the people that brought this here to kind of step up and be like, whoa, wait. What are you going to do to our people, our small businesses here? Like, what are you trying to pull off here?
Yeah.
Like, this is not okay. And back to what you said yesterday, they're all in on it, obviously, because if they weren't, they'd be talking about it.
Yeah. I can't wait to see how this all comes off afterward. I don't know if you were here. You probably weren't, because I was working at the Nugget. There was a race like this similar.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it was an F1 race. I don't know what league, IndyCar, all that other stuff.
Okay.
I just know they raced downtown.
Open wheel.
And then they took where the Smith Center is now. That was the straightaway.
Oh, wow.
I went on the top of the parking garage at the Golden Nugget. It wasn't what it is now, because I knew the valet guys. We all went up there and we watched the race. Nobody charged us. Nobody knew we were even up there. We watched the race. It was cool. I stayed out there for a little while, and then I went home and changed diapers. Like, it was a race, and I was like, okay, cool. But I got to see it. Now, one of the other guys I was with was a car guy. He loved it.
Mm-hmm.
He started watching it and became like, wow, seeing it in person is so much different than watching it on TV. But now I can really appreciate it, blah, 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 blah. And he talked about it, and he came in and bet on it.
Wow.
We put it up every week and took 2 bets on it, maybe. For like 2 years, we put it up because they were coming here.
Right.
So we were like, we better put up this F1. We better put up this F1. We put it up, and nobody bet on it except this kid. One kid who worked at Valet. So, like, you may get a fan who participates and buys stuff and like all these other things just by exposing the product to someone who may not have seen it. We're trying to block it. It seems beyond small-minded to me. It seems very greedy, selfish, and just dumb.
Yeah, people here don't like it at all. It's not over yet, but the rumor is true. Red Sox and the Braves last night pulled off something that had not been done since 1884. An 8-3-5 triple play, because the Red Sox are a little league team and they don't know how to run the bases. That's why this happened. This is where the Red Sox are. They won the game 7-1, amazingly enough. So they won.
Didn't they win?
They won the game, but they got a triple play turned on them. An 8-3-5 triple play for the first time since 1884.
Mikey also just came in a chat and said Formula One will be sending Dave a bill when they see this. Have them send it to Ask the BVB. Is that what's the email?
The BVB at gmail.com.
Ask the BVB at gmail.com. Just have them send it there, please. If you have any other questions that you want to ask us, that's the Gmail account. And then you can DM the show at Boston versus the Book. We'll be more than happy. I'd love to have somebody on from F1 and ask them, what is the purpose of this? Like, what is the goal? 835. That's center field to first base to third base. For those of you that don't know the numbers on the baseball field. How in the hell can that happen?
You are a little league team, and you don't know how to run the bases. That's
so
what that is.
It's nobody out, first and third.
I think it was first and second.
Oh, they tagged him out at third. He wasn't coming back
correct.
to the base.
Yes, correct. You're right. Correct. Exactly what happened. Yes.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Well, unless you were alive in 1884, you have not seen that before. In
I mean,
League
in a
Baseball.
softball field, in anything, like I'm trying to think of 8-3-5. I've seen center throw it home and then to first.
Yeah, line drive to center field, caught, double off on first base. The guy in second base tags, tries to go to third.
Oh boy.
Like, what are we doing? Like, this
Third
is
base coach tell him to go, or he go on his own.
I don't know. I just saw the replay of it and went, wait, what did they just do? And somehow they won the game 7-1. But this is the Red Sox. Like, they did a thing 3 nights ago where, like, the Little League game, ground ball to center fielder airmails the cutoff person to home plate. The catcher comes off home plate because the throw is going to be late, and he airmails it back to center field. Goes over the second baseman, trying to get the Little League baseball.
I think I've seen that. I think our teams I think that's happened when I was coaching. And somebody you're in the dugout and somebody just catch the ball. Please
hold the ball.
Catch the ball.
Hold the
ball.
Yeah, hold the ball. Someone just stop throwing it around.
Hold
yeah.
it. Stop. Just please. Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah, I didn't see it yet. This is good. I got to see.
Oh, when you watch it, you'll be like, oh my gosh. The Red Sox and the Dodgers can't stop trading people back and forth. It's really weird. It's really weird.
Come on home, Kiki.
It's really weird. Red Sox have Turner. They had Kike Hernandez. The Dodgers have Mookie Betts, JD Martinez. Who's the pitcher that they got? I forget the pitcher the Red Sox traded to him, but he got paid tons of money and then stopped pitching because he got hurt and it just sits on their books. But
David Price.
Thank you. That's what I'm thinking of. David Price. Thank you. Yes. Very strange.
Like a married couple finishing each other's sentences, pulling thoughts out of your head without even knowing what you're talking about.
These two teams, for whatever reason, can't quit each other, and they just keep on sharing guys back and forth.
Yeah.
This guy, he can't get a hit to save his life, Dave. This is really I know they need a glove in the infield, but they gave up 2 bullpen arms. Now the AAA bullpen arms, but they still give up 2 pitchers for Kike Hernandez. The Red Sox must have said yes to this deal so fast. Kike wasn't even playing for them.
Right.
He was on the bench. He couldn't get in the lineup.
Well, it might have been one of those things too. Like I've heard this happens. When a guy's a really good teammate.
Yeah.
He's been at this place before. I mean, the Red Sox may have been close to just outright release.
Yes, correct. I think that's true. Yeah,
hey,
they're getting close.
We got Kike here. You guys want him? Well, just give us a couple something. We'll send him out. Otherwise, we're gonna
cut him.
He's just rotting on the bench, and he wants to play. And I don't know what they're going to use him for.
If he goes to waivers, the Dodgers wouldn't have gotten him because someone could claim him. The Dodgers
right.
last teams to claim him. So before you go, just cut him and then give him up for nothing. Well, no, if he goes to waivers on the wire, another team could claim him before the Dodgers. So that's why they would do the trade outright to make sure he goes to LA.
All these little nuances and rules of baseball are so strange, and they're still done like it was 1940.
That's the beauty of it.
It is.
That's the beauty of the game.
It is, but that's why he's there. The unique relationship between the two is very different.
Yeah,
because
true.
they're so, to me, like different franchises, but there's a connection somehow.
So I'm kicking myself violently at the moment. I need to
donkey
stop.
Kick to the nuts.
No, I say things like I'm going to do something.
Yeah.
And then when it comes time to fire on the bet, I choke. I've been talking about betting overs on Alcantara games now for I don't know how long.
Yeah, 2 months at least.
In the last 2 times that he has pitched, I haven't pulled the trigger, and instead I bet the Rays on the money line, on the run line today. I bet the Rays.
Okay.
Currently 7-1 in the 9th inning. Marlins are going to snap this. They're not going to get swept by the Rays today. They're up 7-1. The total was 7.5.
Total was 7.5. So you have over.
Nope. I bet run line on the Rays.
Oh, you didn't bet the over?
No.
At all? You
No.
You didn't bet. Well, why not?
Because I choked last night. I got nervous because I was like, the Rays aren't scoring. And the Marlins, I mean, their team total over the last 2 weeks, you'll be lucky if they get 3 runs. They can't score. What do they do today? Against a guy who is 10-1 at home.
Against Eflin.
With a 2.17 ERA and a 190 opposing batting average. They have 7 runs today.
Right.
That is why baseball sucks. That's why baseball betting is completely maddening.
It's hard.
It's so hard.
I don't understand why you didn't push the button on the total. Like you've been talking, literally been talking about it.
Because I was worried that the Rays, I thought it was going to be like a 3-2 game.
Oh.
I thought it was going to go under because I was like, all right, the Marlins aren't scoring any runs. Eflin's been really good. He's going to hold them down. The Rays are going to go for the sweep. It's not Sunday. It's Wednesday.
Right.
It's a getaway day, but he's 10-1 at home with a really good. So I was like, I don't feel comfortable betting the over because I thought even if they won, it would be like last night. It was 4-1. That's why I thought the game was going to be 4-1. So bet the run. It was plus 135. I was like, shoot, take the plus money. Let's take the Rays.
You've talked about this before too. I've talked about this for years. Sundays are different, right? There's just Sundays are really hard in baseball. I mean, the day game after night game,
awful.
Everybody's playing day games. The pitching staffs, you don't know. They're traveling after. No series wraps around very rarely to Monday. So,
and Wednesdays can be Sunday-like.
That's what I was just going to say. Wednesdays. See, we're finishing each other's sentences. It's unbelievable. Thinking each other's thoughts. It's good. Wednesdays are like Sundays in that regard. The day games slate, it's fun. It's great to be in the book. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of excitement. It's a lot of like pass the time type. We got games today instead of sitting there waiting for the horse guys to come up or, trying to find futures and all this other stuff. It's a fun day to watch. It's not an easy day to bet. It's very unpredictable.
Get me to Saturday, please. Just get me to Saturday. Please just get me to Saturday so I can bet something other than baseball. This is dog days. This is what I'm talking about. Dog days. It's on a whole new meaning this week. This is legitimate Ohtani watch every damn day as to what's going on here as we count down to the deadline next Tuesday, August the 1st, or next Monday, sorry, August the 1st for the MLB trade deadline. The Rangers, according to Jeff Passan, want in, and they want in a big way. They are positioned, according to Passan, they're calling Ohtani their white whale. They're willing to do a lot and give up a lot, even for a rental. They're willing to do something because they know the Astros are going to get healthy in August and September, and they feel like they don't have enough. Should the Rangers do that, give up a ton for Ohtani for a rental, and should the Angels trade him to an interdivisional rival?
If the Angels have no intentions of signing him, it doesn't matter who they trade him to.
Fair, I agree.
If they have no intentions, that it doesn't matter where he goes. Wow, the white whale. That's the white.
He's Moby
whale.
Dick. That's what he is. He's Moby Dick, the white whale.
Captain Ahab.
Captain Ahab's out there and trying to steer the ship.
I didn't see that one coming. There's a nice reference there. Who wrote Moby Dick again?
Why are you making me think this way?
Who wrote Moby Dick, chat? This is part of the reason why we have the chat.
It's really, everyone's going to know it. I should know it. My brain's just not on that line at the moment.
It wasn't Charles Dickens, was it?
No, Charles
Moby Dick, Charles Dickens. You see what I did there?
Herman Melville.
Melville. That's right. Herman Melville.
Melville wrote Moby Dick.
The white whale. They're going to go for it, huh?
According to Passan, yes. That's
a sign of panic a little bit, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, it's a good move, but if you're mortgaging everything, just
go get them.
They
want to win now. I mean,
that's
in
fine.
Dallas, think about this, right? If you're the Rangers, you know what happens on September the 1st. I don't care where you are in the standings. I don't care what your year looks like. You become irrelevant on September 1st in that market. You have Ohtani, you got a chance to keep people's minds, keep their attention, keep the speculation on them, keep the eyeballs on them.
If Texas gets Ohtani, there's going to be people in Japan going,
Right.
what state is this? Oh, Texas? I like Texas. It's going to bring eyeballs to them that ain't nobody had for a long time. I mean, it's great. Big business has been all in on Texas with us, and there's a lot of Texas Ranger fans that are like, hell yeah, do it. Absolutely do it.
Right.
But this might be somebody feeding, passing the story to create the market and set the tone that, like, hey, Texas is interested. Whoa, Texas is interested. That's an American League team.
I understand if you are if you're somebody who is watching this from the outside, you might go, you cannot trade him inside the division. Like, you can't do that. But I think you can, because like you mentioned, it doesn't matter. If you're going to move him, you just get the best package you can possibly get for him, and you just see what's out there. And like, I think come Sunday night, that's where the Rangers will be. They're going to say, what are the best offers right now? Everyone give us your number one best offer that you're willing to go and then they'll decide. And I think ultimately they'll say, no, we didn't get enough. But if the Rangers are serious about just beating anyone else's offer, they might go a little crazy and give up a ton for him. I would.
See, you want to talk about Jimmy G and football and all this is good. This is going to get good. There's a lot of things being planted. Passing coming out. Good thing Pat's off. Otherwise, he'd go on Pat and say it and be clipped all over. Monday next week, the Pat and the boys are coming back, and it's the trade deadline day, right? Or no?
Yep. August 1st.
Tuesday's the deadline day.
No, August 1st is deadline. Tuesday's the 1st, or that one Monday was the 1st?
Gotta look at the calendar again. Hold on. Let's look at the calendar.
Tuesday's the 1st. You're right. Yep. Tuesday's the 1st. Okay. So Tuesday.
You really don't know what day it is ever.
I don't know where I am right now. I don't know. I had a crazy dream last night that like the house was a disaster and a mess. And I woke up and I just started throwing everything away. I've thrown away 3 gigantic bags.
Are you my wife?
No,
in the hell? That's the kind of dream she had.
Yeah,
she wants to throw all my stuff away.
I woke up. I woke up and I realized like I had a very strange dream about like living in a house that did like it's a disaster. And I woke up and I looked around the house, and I've been wanting to do it for a while. I told Madeline this a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, by the way, just so you know, I'm going to start throwing away everything. Like, I'm going to totally revamp, because like it's been weird. Like, October will be 1 year after the divorce. And so like, I've got a lot of like stuff like in closets that like, I just didn't touch because it just I didn't have time for it. Like I had way bigger problems going on as to whether or not that junk closet needed to be done or not. Now things are calming down. Now things are getting back to normal. We're into a routine. There's no more drama. We're all good. Everything's, somewhat hunky-dory. And now I'm looking at different things going like, I don't need any of this stuff. Like, why is this stuff here? A lot of it's my ex-wife's like Yahtzee stupid stuff that she bought for holidays. Like, I threw away so much awesome, stupid Valentine's Day shit.
Yahtzee stupid stuff.
Yeah. Yahtzee. You never heard that Italian word? It's just things like Christmas tree. Did you ever go to the Christmas tree store? Okay. Yes. That type of stuff. Yeah. Yes. Like platters.
We got it all here.
Yes. Platters that were $3 and like things that like unfold that say love on them, and like just dumb stuff that I, as a guy, like I asked myself this question: would I ever buy this? The answer is no. It was thrown away. And so I threw away 3 bags. Yeah, I threw 3 gigantic bags of trash. I've already gone out this morning in the first 2 hours of me being awake. I didn't go to the gym today. I did that instead. And I'm not even close to being done. But God. I can't wait to see how many bags. I'm counting how many bags I'm actually going to be able to throw away of stuff that I don't need anymore. God. But it's like, it's the pre-football cleanse of the house.
God. Yeah.
Because we're about to go into the war zone. We're about to go into the 8-month, I've told Maddie, this football season is going to be like any football season I've ever had.
Yeah.
FYI, this is going to be different. And she's like, can I play with Kendall? I'm like, yes. Yeah. She's like, okay. I'm like, well, that's all she cared about. So it's like, can I go over and see the girls? I'm like, yes, you can go over and see the girls. We're all good on that. But it's going to be fascinating. So I got to have my stuff together. I got to have organization. I'm going through the whole entire house and organizing everything. So I'm good to go.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
That's good. This is we're getting ready for football. Is literally another season here. It's nothing different. It's chaos every day, so that's good.
Yeah.
The
All right.
dream we have to read about.
No, it was
because
just a
means
feeling.
something.
No, it was just,
No.
it was just a feeling. Everything, because I know where I am. I know the chaos that's about to start coming. So it's an easy dream interpretation. It's just I see the wave. I told you yesterday, I'm standing on the beach, looking at a wave, going, "Oh no!" Like, I know it's coming. Like I'm seeing it about to crest. I'm like, okay, like I have to teach a class. I'm gonna have 7 jobs this fall.
That's
gonna
been
have-
my world for the last 2 years. You're
I'm
going to be fine.
I'm gonna have 7 jobs this fall. It's gonna
Yeah.
be absolutely.
You know what? There'll be a
What?
time where you have to say no.
Oh, sure, there will be, and without a doubt. There's no
That's-
debate. There's no debate.
I'm
Yeah,
learning that as well.
yeah. There's going to be a
Mhm.
time, like I told Maddie, I told her, like, I go, pick your vacation spot. It's like February, just pick where you want to go because we're going on vacation. Just going to go drive, fly, something. Like, go, we're going to unplug everything and just get the hell out of here for 3 days.
Yep.
Once football's over. Because after Super Bowl week, no way, man.
I don't know what kind of condition we're going to be to go anywhere after Super Bowl week. It have to be a little bit further past Super Bowl week. Super Bowl week's going to be very that's going to be different than anything we've experienced.
That's what I mean. This football season is going to be like anything else we've ever done. I mean, we'll make an announcement on the 1st of August about what's going to look like for the month. We got a lot. August is going to be really busy, and you guys we're going to be out. We've got live shows that are being planned and things that are going to happen during football.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, by the way, the Super Bowl ends the whole damn thing here in Vegas.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. MLB action at the moment. It's 7-1. That game, it goes to the bottom of the 9th. Marlins are going to win that one. It's 4-1. That game in the bottom of the 9th. Bases loaded, 1 out for the Nationals, down by 3 to the Rockies. So we'll see how that goes. 4-2 Mariners over the Twins at the moment. That's the bottom of the 4th inning. Live total of 11.5. Juice to the under there. Minus 215 on the money line for Seattle. Royals 3-0 down to the Guardians. Guardians are now minus 1450. That game in the 3rd inning, but they have the bases loaded with 2 outs. 9.5 is the live total there. Just underway. Bottom 1. Reds and the Brewers. Lively or Perrault on the mound for the Brewers. 7.5. A 7.5 in a Reds game, Dave. Is there a principal play there? Just bet the over on the Reds. It's 8.5?
8.5, 9 in some places.
FanDuel's at 7.5, juiced minus 118 to the over.
Cincy and Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was somebody did somebody a favor there.
Still there right now. No, not live.
Oh, in game.
This game started. This is a live. This is a live number.
Wow. It's 2nd inning.
Yep, top of the 2nd, 7.5.
Boy, those totals move sometimes with some games way aggressive. It's 1 inning.
Right.
I mean, the original number stinks. And we're going moving it, or we're trying to create action, trying to get you to bet over when we like under.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, if you liked over 8.5 or 9,
you gotta love 7.5.
You gotta like over 7.5. I'd wait if you can get another inning with no runs and go over 6.5.
Right.
I don't know. We talked about this. I've told many people this. The odd numbers have more combinations than the even numbers. Game can't finish. If it's 7,
right,
it's 4-3, 5-2, 6-1, 7-0, right?
Uh-huh.
But 6, you can't finish 3-3, right? So it's only 4-2 or 5-1, 6-0. So there's just one less combination. Can't finish tied. And you saw what the Ghost Runner's done to you. Saw it last night with the Dodgers in Toronto. It was 7-3 last night for Toronto going into the 9th. Tie it 9th. Big sweep tag by Will Smith. And they end up winning 8-7. Betting unders is done. So I don't know if it's a live play or not.
It's tough.
Postponed, by the way. Angels, Tigers.
Oh, okay.
So, they had that story that you talked about yesterday.
What do you do now?
Uh-oh!
They won yesterday.
Well, I know, but they're in the offices today. They said they were going to talk about 6 games, right? We
now
need
it's
to
5.
see what the 6 games do. Now it's down to 5. Well, now what?
They're 3.5 games out of the final wild card spot behind the Blue Jays. They're 4 games back in the loss column. with a game in hand for Toronto. So that Angels, they're now 23-26 on the road, 29-23 at home. We'll see. I can't believe they actually let that come out, that 6 games are now 4 games are going to dictate whether or not they're going to trade.
Well, they got to make up that game in Detroit tomorrow. They got to play a doubleheader.
Oh, that's not good.
That's going to set up the whole offices. They're going to have to get bagels and all kind of stuff to sit in the office and figure this out. That's going to be a long day.
I can't believe the Red Sox are only a game and a half out of the playoffs.
They're making it.
They're such a bad baseball
They're
team.
making it. They're making the wild card. I'm
great.
telling you right now,
Give me something
I
to
was
watch.
looking at it. Get ready for postseason baseball in Boston.
So why? You think the Blue Jays are going to fall off and the Yankees are dead? Is that your take?
I was going through it a little bit last night, with friend of the show, Gump.
Okay.
And, sometimes he's a homer. Trying to get him to come on the show. I'm trying.
Let's do
hard.
it. Come on, guy. Come on, Gumpy.
No,
let's
just on
go.
the show.
What are you doing? He's on vacation, I know, but come on.
He is. That's the problem. But
Foxy's on his honeymoon. Foxy's having a ball.
If Foxy went and got engaged.
Oh, is that his honeymoon? Oh my gosh. He set the bar way too high. He's like in Greece with his fiance. Yikes, dude. Uh-oh. What's the honeymoon going to be? I thought that was his honeymoon.
No, Europe trip. Yeah.
Oh boy.
He did set it high.
Yeah, it's a high bar.
At a different time. But no, we were looking at the schedule and stuff, the way things line up. And he thinks the Red Sox are going to make moves.
I would agree with that.
The thing was get him, we got a clear space.
Yep.
And then they were working on something.
On the 40-man. I think he's right. Because you needed the 40-man roster spot. So you sent Kike out for 2 minor leaguers that got sent to the Woo Sox. So now you got a chance to add 1 or 2 more players. I think you're right. I think because Chaim Bloom is tired about hearing his name getting ripped apart on talk radio in Boston. He wants to do something aggressive because the Celtics were aggressive. Like, teams have been aggressive. The Red Sox have not been aggressive lately.
And they just keep hanging around. Like the Red Sox, you're forcing the upstairs offices to make a move by continuing to hang right there and win games.
Right.
So,
well, let's go through it for a second. Okay. So the Red Sox have, before the deadline, they're playing Atlanta today, and then they go on the road. They have tomorrow off, and then they're on the road on the West Coast for a 3 spot in San Francisco and a 3 spot in Seattle. Then they go home for Toronto.
That's not watch them play in San Francisco.
That's not an easy 9-game stretch. No. Going to San Francisco is not enjoyable at the moment. I love the city. It's just not what it once was. It's
just going to go to the game and leave.
It's a tough part of it's tough.
Maybe I'll go.
Then they come home. Toronto, 4-gamer against Kansas City. This is where it gets interesting. The middle part of August is they can make a move here.
Go ahead, say it.
Toronto, Kansas City, Detroit, Washington.
Right?
Okay, that stretch right there, the Red Sox can make a move. If they rip through that, beat up, win every series, sweep a couple of them, because then it gets much more difficult after that. The back end of August is not easy. They play the Yankees for 3 on the road, Houston for 4 on the road, home for the Dodgers, home for the Astros. The benefit is they have a lighter than usual schedule in September. They start with a 3-gamer on the road at Kansas City, then a 3-gamer against Tampa, which in September in Tampa is a Red Sox home game. Then Baltimore home, Yankees home for 4, Toronto for 3, and then Texas is their last really tough series because they end with Chicago at home, Tampa at home, and a 4-gamer against the Orioles that might not matter. It could matter for the Orioles. That could be a huge series, but it might not matter. They may have already locked up their spot by that point. So it might only matter to the Red Sox as to where they're going to be. But that's a recipe that you could make it to the wild card because of what happens in August.
That middle stretch in August for sure is helpful.
Yeah, that's their run. If they're going to make a run, that's the part of the schedule where they got to go to work, and they got to go basically from August 7th to August 17th, that 10-day, 11-day stretch. They got to win the vast majority, 8-3 type. record.
You know what it's like living with old people?
Yeah.
I just want to break in here with breaking news. I got the TV on. Grandma and Pap have set up the TV to give you an alert every time anything Steelers is on.
That's awesome.
So this NFL Network, somebody's replaying the Steelers and Vikings game from something. I'm trying to watch the baseball game, and there's a pop-up. Just so you know, the Steeler game's on, and from the Vikings and this and that. And I just want to go down and sit stairs and say, Deb, please, can you? But I'm not going to say anything. They need to know when those things are on. They set these recordings. They watch all the old games sometimes together. Do you remember that game? Yes, I remember. Yes.
All right, let's get to this story. This is a very interesting story.
Before you do, I wanted to just mention Roger Long real quick, senior member of the brigade.
Right.
He appreciates the Cubs gear today. I'll mention that in a favorite thing about today. I spoke to him yesterday.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. Cool.
The man has the voice of God, a radio voice you wouldn't believe, Perrault. He's got a landline only, and he absolutely loves the show. So
thank you, Roger. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
I'll tell you at the end. Go ahead, continue.
Okay. Here we are. Headline. TransUnion report. Ridiculous. College loan repayments may impact sports betting industry. With college loans coming due in October, the credit reporting agency sees choppy waters ahead for sportsbooks. TransUnion released on Wednesday a detailed report entitled Gaming Report: Insights into Bettors and Their Financial Health. The study was done online, 3,000 adults, from late April to early May, and it includes an analysis of the gaming industry's performance and consumer liquidity. And while the company founder found bettors' financial health is generally better than that of the public at large, the looming return of college loans, which will kick back in October after the pandemic had paused them for months and months, years really, it will be a potential hit to the sports books in their pocketbook. As was written during the report, from our perspective, we saw that marginal income matters most. When people increase their income, there is a much higher likelihood of them putting it towards overall discretionary spending. And there is a relationship between increasing your income and increasing your betting spend. So when you have less money, you will bet less. But this is interesting because yesterday a report came out and said consumer confidence is at an all-time at a high of 20 all-time high this year, and the highest it's been since July of 2021. So what? I mean, why is a credit agency reporting on gaming? This is very odd to me. Like where this is coming from is my biggest problem. Like why are you doing this if you're TransUnion? What's the point of this?
It gets you in the algorithm. No?
Oh, I guess so.
What do you mean?
You pay for a study to
Googling sports betting, and they get to read an article.
But isn't it the other way around? I've always been told that sports betting goes up during economic crisis and economic problems. People gamble more, not less.
Oh no. When things are rolling, people are gambling like way more. When things get tight,
they don't come to Vegas.
The gambling stops.
They bet locally.
No. The bookie's phone stops ringing. No. When things get tight,
right?
The gambling slows down a lot.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Phone stops ringing. Bookie's phone stops ringing.
Yeah,
because they ain't got the money. The discretionary income gets really thin, and
which is right, which is good, which is what should happen. I mean, that should happen. You shouldn't be. If you're having trouble with money, you shouldn't be betting. Period.
100%.
Don't be gambling anything.
Yeah,
$1.
Yeah,
every dollar needs to be put towards something. Like your rent, mortgage, car payment, insurance,
groceries,
clothes.
Turn the heat on,
right,
in the cold and stuff like that. No, you sent this thing, and I was reading it, and I'm like, the thing that struck me is that why is it so focused? Everything is so focused on the college kids and students, and you can't even market, right? You can't even market to college kids unless they're 21. You're not.
You can market to them. You can't market on campus, is what the AGA's
But you can't
rules.
bet unless you're 21, supposedly, right?
Right. But people who have student loans are generally out of school. Like when you're in school, you don't have to pay for your student loans till you're out of school.
Which again, that's that you want to talk about a scam. We call marriage a scam. This student loan thing is
The scam.
fascinating.
That
It
is
is the ultimate
That
scam.
is the scam.
Because then they got it so you can't, when things get really bad and you got to file
You
bankruptcy,
can't get out of
the
it.
one thing you can't get out of is your
It's
student
student
loan debt.
debt.
That's amazing. You can get out of you can walk a house. You can have a $500,000 house and you just leave the keys and walk the house. You can let them take the car. You got a car out front. Well, I don't got the money. Well, we're taking it. Bye-bye. They could take the car. You get a college education and major in something that, doesn't prepare you for real life, which there are a lot of majors, unfortunately, that you can go and get. They give you this nice certificate and say, good luck. And you can't pay it back because things are bad. Times are tough. Stugotz, that's the one thing we got you. They're going after the students with the sports betting.
Right? Well, the average age of a new bettor is between 25 and 35. Like that's the market. That's what they want. That's the new people coming in. They want my brothers. Is who they want. That's their target is my brothers. And it's, it's worked kind of. They don't want the old timers. They don't want the experienced people. They want the parlay players. Bet $5. That's why they highlight. Watch this guy turn $5 into 1,000. That's the whole thing, and it's annoying. I mean, the whole, I when I first read it, I was like, are they going to get into the debt repayment argument? Like, is that why they're talking about this? Because like, it's a way of showing that kids don't have this, discretionary income when times are I don't know. It's a very strange thing for TransUnion to get involved with, to say that, hey, when in October in football season, when student loan repayments kick back on, people are going to bet less and the books are going to get hit. Like, do you think that's true?
Year. People bet less in November than they did in October and September.
Yeah.
And then in December, they bet even less.
Yeah, it dropped off a cliff. Yeah.
Because there's holidays in December where you're buying a lot of stuff for people in your life, whether it's spouses, family, kids. It's called Christmas. It's called Hanukkah. It's called the holiday season. You get away from the games and all these other things in December. It always drops off. I feel like it was a loaded piece to set up to say, expect lower numbers in sports betting. But the reason why was because the reason why is that baseball ends.
Yeah.
Basketball's just starting. Hockey's just starting. People are focused on football. And then Halloween comes and everybody's trick-or-treating. And then it starts, what are we doing for Thanksgiving? And we stop watching a lot. We stop betting as much. Games, there's more crap games on an NFL slate on a Sunday than there are good games in November, in December.
It's a lull, right?
Way less college football.
It goes like that, right? I mean, so like we go, and that's a huge, college football being gone is huge. But like it goes September, October, like everybody, there's 9 games essentially. People are going to bet on a ton. We get to November, holidays, December, holidays, January playoffs, it goes back up, Super Bowl, February. Like it's a big U. The season goes by with a U.
Oh yeah, no, the crescendo is February in the Super Bowl, yes, but it's a ramp back up in January because so much volume on those playoff games. Everybody has an opinion on those.
Yeah.
The December slates, there's usually like and people that are doing a contest will find out. It's hard to come up with 5 games in December that you really want to have interest in or have an opinion on, because most of the games are crap.
Right.
6 and 9 versus 5 and 10. -3. I just pass. Try to figure out who's playing who. Load management in November. NBA, not playing it.
No,
college basketball's just getting started, not playing it.
Right. And then March hits, February into March, which is interesting because we have another West Coast dominant championship run, February, March, Vegas, Super Bowl, Phoenix, Final Four.
Not far apart. We've both done the drive many times.
So it's going to be.
You think anybody would be interested if we went back down to Phoenix and did a live show?
We're going to find out, I think.
Really?
I think we're going to find out. I think we're going to be excited about if we come down there or not. Gade Proxy Service, NFL story of the day. You guys can text us at 702-570-8255. We're going to be busy this weekend, next weekend, every weekend. If you're coming to town, hit us up. Let us know. We'll put you in the scheduler. We'll get you signed up for whatever contest you're going to be in, Millions, Survivor, or the Westgate Super Contest. We are rolling here with this for the 2023 season. Text us at 702-570-8255. It's on the screen, or email brigadeproxy@gmail.com. Okay.
You know what just happened, by the way? Somebody just sent me a text, friend of the show.
Right.
Said they have a friend coming to Vegas. Can they use the Brigade Proxy Service to sign up for the contest? I said, of
Answer is
course.
yes, sir.
Like, I mean, the answer is just simply yes. Whether you get blocked or not from other people and all these other things, it's fine. We're open. What I say? Something about being blocked. I don't want to block anybody.
Oh, no.
No. Come on in. Brigade Proxy
Open communication. Yes.
Open communication. Come on in. Yeah. Text us, DM us, DM the show. We'll put you in touch. We'll get it all taken care of. We're trying to help people get signed up for the contest. That's all we're doing.
We're not scary, you know. We're not going to war with anybody.
No,
we're all good.
We're all good.
Going to war with us, but that's fine. Tom Brady might not get to own the Raiders. There's a new rule.
Shame.
Well, Dave, if Tom Brady does not get to own the Raiders,
don't say it.
Tom Brady can come back to the NFL.
Don't say it.
Everyone already is.
Stop
they already are.
Will, sorry. Stop the bullshit, Perrault. What are you talking about? He ain't coming back.
He's dating a new supermodel. She hasn't seen him. Yeah. Irina Shirik. What's her name? Irina something or other. You know her. She's one of like the it girls, one of the it supermodels.
Tom, seriously, take some time.
Oh, he has taken some time.
No, he hasn't.
Irina Shayek is his new girlfriend.
Really?
Yep.
You got a picture of her?
Oh, sure.
I mean, just for the people. I need to see it too. Because I'm gonna have to Google it after we get off the phone and everything else. Just put it up if you can put it up.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna find. It's way better than Kim Kardashian, and thank God that wasn't true.
What? Hold on. There was rumors that Brady was dating Kim Kardashian.
You didn't hear that? Oh, yeah. Loud rumors.
No, I don't pay attention to one thing that Brady's doing. I had enough of him in my life now that he's retired, and then he's going to be on the TV if he's still going to do that.
Well, he was first rumored to be dating Reese Witherspoon. That was the first rumor. Then it was Kim Kardashian.
That would have seriously, if you would even mention to me that you're going to go on a date with Kim Kardashian, I'm driving over to your house, and if you lock the door and breaking in, I'm going to wring your neck. I ain't letting you do it. I don't care what she says. I don't care how much money she's going to give. I ain't letting you do it.
I'm trying to find a good picture of her because
you can't find a good picture of a supermodel that's dating
I can, but
Tom
like
Brady.
it's a lot of it is like very
what? No one's watching anyway. Put up the first thing you see. Maybe someone will tell us, hey, you can't put them pictures up.
Okay. No, I just don't want it to be it's not a flattering picture of her. That's what I'm trying to find one that actually
find a not flattering picture of her.
Because it looks like this. The picture looks like this. That.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. It just looks kind of creepy. Like that's a creepy picture.
Sometimes they take creepy pictures. It's okay. We all do.
You said grab the first one, but that's Irina.
Okay. So all right. So I would have guessed blonde. So
yeah, no, not blonde. No, not blonde. But
all right, so brunette.
Near his age, and
so he wants to get back in the game, like he get back on a field.
I think he wants to get back on the. Yeah, I think he could very well potentially wind up back into Yeah. I'm not going to put it past him. He's going to play again. I'm not putting it past him that your days maybe here. Yeah. Maybe somewhere else, maybe a team that needs a quarterback who, he can, if the rule goes against him and he is not allowed to join the ownership group of the Raiders, it would be interesting. Per source with knowledge of the situation, ProFootballTalk.com reported this morning, there is a new rule, the no equity rule, that complicates Tom Brady's efforts to acquire a portion of the Raiders. During last week's special meeting to approve the sale of the Commanders, Raiders owner Mark Davis spoke passionately against the proposed rule, explaining that he had planned to employ Brady as part of the deal for Brady to buy a piece of the team. Now that Davis won't be able to both employ Brady and to sell the team, to sell equity to the team, that could set the transaction back to square one, and it could potentially derail it altogether. And if ultimately Brady does not acquire a piece of the Raiders, he remains available to play for any team at any time as a free agent this year or next year, or whenever Tom Brady decides he's seen enough from a lesser quarterback or he wants to go and compete. So if Garoppolo's foot blows out, Mark Davis can go to him and just say, Tom, come on, buddy. And I get to see Tom Brady in a Raider uniform playing in my home city, and I'll be the happiest person ever.
I'm not talking to you.
I'm on Tom Brady with the Raiders. I am 100% in. Let's go. Josh, right?
I've told you this before. I love you like a brother.
Brady wins number 8 in Vegas. He wins number 8, Brady. How about Brady versus Rodgers, AFC Championship game, the Raiders and the Jets?
I swear, I want to come over to your house right now and punch you in the face. This is so annoying. You're annoying.
I love this. I want this so desperately.
No.
Oh,
nobody
please.
wants this.
I'm 46. I don't want to keep going, Tom. Me and you, man. Me, you. Let's get Tiger Woods' leg right. Give him a new leg. Amputate the old one. Give a new one. Let's go. All of us. We're all in the same boat. We're all divorced dads. Let's go. All of us. Let's keep going. I want it so desperately. It's so good. Oh, it's awesome. It's such great. I want Tom Brady to keep on playing. Don't stop. Keep going, Tom. Keep playing.
I almost want him to for the show, but I swear to God.
Here. You do it here?
No. It's annoying.
Yes. See, what people are saying, the rumor mill, right? They're like, why does Davis want to employ Brady? Like, what role does he want to have Tom Brady as an employee? Does he want him to play? Like, is the idea? Because all the other owners have to say yes for him to be a part owner and a player. So they don't think that would ever pass. Like 31 other owners aren't saying yes to Tom Brady playing for the Raiders. Who the hell would say that? But in what capacity would he work for the Raiders? As a coach? Be on the field? To be a quarterback coach?
Oh, just put Tom Brady on the payroll. It's a no-show job.
Right. It's part of the deal. It's part of the sale.
Yeah. Like, hey,
you give me this, I'll pay you back that.
Just right. Tom, you get
funneling
who
money.
Who knows what he's paying him? You get a suite to the game, and
No, it's probably some not washing of money, but some type of tax thing. You know what I mean? Like some in and out type of thing, because it would make sense. Because
some in and out type of thing. What are you talking? about?
Like bring the money in. Burger? No, like you give me $20 million, I'll pay you $20 million, and the result will be you get. Tom lost so much money in the
that.
He lost so much money on the FTX deal that maybe he needs to tax wise play some tax games or something, because it is weird. Like, I need to be able to employ Brady in order to have him be a part owner.
Person like CBW just came in the chat, says he's a PR guy,
but he could be a PR guy for free.
What do you
as
mean?
Part owner, he could be a PR guy.
Come down there and hang out.
But Brady wants to get paid.
All this other stuff when he got to drive down there.
He wants to be paid.
Go to the practice facility and do a press conference.
If you're a part owner, you don't need to be paid. It's weird. Like, there's something else at foot there.
Oh, if he's a part owner. Yeah.
If you're an owner, why do you need to be on the payroll? That's part of the deal. Part of the ownership package is that Brady would be on the payroll. So that's what they're fighting, because that now you can't do that. You can't have equity in the team if you're a player.
Why would you do that?
So that's the question. Why is Mark Davis so adamant about wanting Tom Brady to be able to be paid as well as being an owner?
Man, there's so much business that goes on behind closed doors with all this stuff. Like the Daniel Snyder thing.
Oof.
Just, saw all that. Like, you just wonder what the hell is really going on. Like, is
never
anybody worried
know.
about the product on the field?
No. This is rich people playing rich people games. That's what it is.
I swear.
Our college football schedule of the day is Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner here. The total
You got your fancy
is
graphic.
9.5.
Love when you do this.
Minus 105 to the over. Let's see if we can find 10 wins.
So minus 115 to the under. Under slightly favored.
Yes. Slightly favored under play for Oklahoma. Okay, let me pull this off.
Yeah.
So you can see all of them because it barely fit on the screen, but it did. Arkansas State's a W.
Nice
SMU is probably a W. They're at home, but a little bit of a more fun game.
You're gonna kill us.
That's a big rivalry game. There's a lot of kids that wanted to go to Oklahoma that wound up at SMU. There's,
the line's gonna be
probably
double
10
digits.
Yeah, but it's SMU will give them a little bit of fight. Tulsa is interesting. It's a road game.
Mhm.
Tulsa hasn't been great, but that's a road game in Oklahoma. That's rare to see Oklahoma go to an in-state school other than OSU
Okay.
to go play Tulsa. Then they play Cincinnati. Then they play at home to Iowa State. I think they most likely open 4-1 at worst.
Worst. That's the whole. I mean, it's 5-0 when I look at it, but it's gonna be 4-1. Okay.
And then Texas, Red River. There's a lot of pressure on Oklahoma this year. There's a lot of pressure.
We're losing that game, right?
Brett Venables can't get annihilated, though. He can lose the game, but it can't be like last year. You can't get blanked. What was that, 49-0? Was the final score?
Ooh, last year.
Right?
Oh, they got smoked. I stopped watching it in the second quarter. And I love watching that game.
They beat the living daylights out of Oklahoma.
Yeah, that was terrible.
So you can lose, but you cannot lose like that. Nope. You got to be ready. So if Oklahoma, like hypothetically, right? If Oklahoma's 5-0 and Texas, I think would be 6-0 if they beat Alabama.
Right.
That game is back to what it was in like the
national
2000s.
Yeah,
that's got so much heat. That's a monster game.
Winner of that game's position themselves for the playoff
at the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah,
then a bye week.
Okay.
Home for UCLA.
And then win out.
Probably, yeah. Although that road trip to BYU is not easy.
Tough.
That's not easy. That's the. I mean, and they're playing Bedlam. This is the last Bedlam for the next 20 years.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? It's the last Bedlam for the next 20 years.
They're not going to play each other anymore?
Gone. Yeah, that game's dead. This is the last time OU.
Oklahoma's not going to play Oklahoma State even when they move?
Correct. It's off the schedule for 20 years.
These people that run college football sometimes are so dumb.
I would agree.
How do you not maintain that game?
As they won't let them. SEC won't let them. That was the thing. How many conference games are you going to have versus non-conference games?
So they can't schedule them in a non-conference and keep that rivalry? That's a huge game.
No, OU's already booked out for all their non-conference games. They've got 3. You have 9 conference games, 3 non-conference games, and Oklahoma already has all those contracts signed. So there's no place to put OU. Oklahoma State OU. Bedlam there's no place for it. Unless we expand more games and have 13 games on the schedule, there's no place for it.
Don't need
okay.
More
so that's why you move. OSU was always a conference game. Texas, it will be a conference game. They'll keep playing OU Texas every year at the Cotton Bowl. That happens. But OU at Oklahoma State will be the last time for a long time this season.
Well, they're going to lose that game.
It's a lot of passion, right? It's going to be a tough matchup. Pissed off OSU, Cowboys.
I'm pissed off at it now.
So
I want Oklahoma State to win.
I think there's 2 losses there. Oklahoma State, BYU. TCU at the end is probably a loss as well. There's your 3 losses. There's your 9-3. There's your 9-3 or 8-4 record. I would bet under on Oklahoma's wins.
Under.
Yeah.
Not knowing nothing yet about who's
well, it's Spencer Rattler.
Work.
It's Brett Venables. It's going to be tough. I mean, it's not going to be an easy season for Oklahoma in my mind. I think 8-4 is good after last year. That's good. It's not what they want. They want more than that, obviously. But I think Oklahoma goes 8-4. But yeah, that game, Bedlam goes away. Basketball Bedlam goes away. Softball Bedlam goes away. All of it goes away. But football is more complicated because of how long the schedules are done,
Right.
how far in advance the schedules are done. So you don't get them.
I was at Penn State when they stopped playing
Pitt.
Mm-hmm. It was so dumb. There was no real good explanation, but that's when Penn State moved into the Big Ten. And we were like, what do you mean we're not going to play Pitt? I was a kid from Pittsburgh who grew up with that was the
game.
That was the rivalry game. Like you talked about Alabama and Auburn. Like every single year you played each other. And that was just one of those fun weeks of trash talk back and forth. As a kid growing up, I hated Penn State. Hated it because everybody said, you're from Pittsburgh. You hate Penn State. Then a lot of kids from Pittsburgh end up going to Penn State and going, you know what? Those kids from Pitt were all full of it. And then it stops. Pitt, West Virginia played last year. It was a fun opening game. That's a fun rivalry. There's a lot of history, Oklahoma State. A
lot of history. a lot of history.
That's a conference game that should be continued as a non-conference game. I don't get it. But I'm looking at it right there. We just went through it. I take under.
I mean, look at the biggest rivalries in college football. The vast majority of them are conference games. Auburn, Alabama, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Michigan, Texas, Oklahoma.
Yeah, because you can't get these schools to go and play each other multiple times. I mean, it's nice,
so
right?
When you become
Alabama's playing Texas back-to-back years.
When you're
great game last year.
And when you're not in the conference with each other, you don't play. You once in a while play. I mean, look at the backyard brawl last year. How fun that was.
Was fantastic.
But
the
they don't play it every
videos between the two schools got you excited for the game. It spotlighted that was a night game that was, away from everything else. Was great. They should play that every single year.
Pitt, West Virginia should play every year. I would agree with you wholeheartedly, but they don't. Michigan State, conference game. It's just conference games. This is how it is. It's difficult to make a non-conference game work every single year.
In football?
Yeah, in football. It's very tough to make it happen. It's tough to say I'm playing this given my schedule.
It's hard because they don't want to have to play a challenging game a lot of times.
That too, but they also want to be
layups for most of these teams.
Look what the SEC does for non-conference games. Look where they play. Bama deserves credit playing Texas. That's good. When they play a top-level Oregon team or whatever, that's good. But far more often, they play like what they're doing in week, I think, 11. They're playing North Alabama. Okay.
The bunny that they throw in that week 11 spot every year, that is just literally.
That's what they see.
And a lion and eat it and devour.
You see like MTSU or Tennessee State, or North Alabama, some directional school in the region that will go to Tuscaloosa to get literally devoured. And they'll play the triple backups and whatever. That's normally what Bama plays from a non-conference perspective. So because their conference games are so difficult, that's what they say. We play so many great teams in our conference. We have to, fill out the schedule. It's not right. It's just what happens. So, I'm with you though. Okie State not playing anymore is that
the expansion of the playoff hopefully will bring back non-conference rivalry games like this because you won't be as penalized
for losing.
That's the hesitation, I think. CBW came in the chat and asked, who do I hate more, Penn State or West Virginia? I don't hate Penn State at all because I went to Penn State.
Oh,
so
okay.
The answer to that question is I don't really hate anybody. Is there one school that you hate?
You're asking me. You're not really asking me that question, are you?
What is it? UConn?
Of course.
You hate UConn?
I hate UConn. Yes. Wouldn't play us. Whole joke. Signed the Commonwealth Classic after Cal left, after they got bad because they were too afraid to play us when we were good.
Still mad about that?
Yeah, and you live in and you're in Connecticut. Who the hell wants to go to Storrs, Connecticut? Middle of nowhere farm country. No, thank you. Well, no part of that school. Nothing to do, but it's like that school and UNH are the two schools. It's like, what do you do there? We drink. That's it. Why? Because there's nothing else to do.
They do that in a lot of schools, though.
Yeah, until they do middle of nowhere.
Right.
What do you do on Friday night? We drink.
Drink.
Sit in our dorms and drink. That's all we do is drink.
Or they go to fun little bars like they did at Ohio Northern. And like Jessica said, I haven't been there, but the Regal Beagle. They named it the Regal Beagle
I like that.
from Three's Company.
I like that name.
That's what it was called on the yeah.
That's
So
good.
what did you do on Friday nights? We went to the Regal Beagle. I'm like, the Regal Beagle?
Wow.
Yeah.
Was there like a Three's Company theme?
Ironically,
that'd be cool. That was.
Ironically, she's never seen Three's Company. So
There's
have
no like
asked
Chrissy,
her that
no like
question.
bikini pictures of Chrissy on the wall. That'd be kind of fun.
Jack, Janet, and Chrissy.
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Roper.
I couldn't tell you anyone besides Chrissy. I can tell Chrissy. I can't tell the other two names. That's it.
Chat, Janet or Chrissy?
Oh, come on. There's not even a question here.
What do you mean? It's Janet.
Oh my God. I'm a blonde guy. No way. Absolutely not. No one close.
It's Janet.
No way.
Oh,
My whole family are all brunettes, and I have been married a blonde, and I date majority blondes. I don't know why. My mom always says, "Why don't you date a brunette?" And I'm just like, I don't know. I like blondes.
no, I do too. I
Chrissy's-
always have as
Chrissy's
well. But
if I'm picking between the two, I'm Chrissy's got my opinion.
yeah, it's Joyce DeWitt, Janet. I guess my hate school, if I have to pick one, and I don't really, it would be Ohio
I was
State.
gonna say, like, it's got to be the Buckeyes. You're a Penn State fan.
It is.
How many lockers you've been pushed into over the years by them and locked in there, and atomic wedgies by Ohio State. You got to hate them.
Beat him 63-0 back
Once.
in the day.
Back in the day.
Yeah, that
Back
was
in the day.
that did it for me.
What's that
When
song?
they all came to Penn State,
back
they
in the
were
day?
chirping.
What's that song? Who did that song back in the day?
Back in the day.
That's a good song with a high pitched voice. Oh, I forget the name of that.
I don't know.
There
No
was a
one in the
song-
chat is responding to Janet or Chrissy because nobody in the chat is old enough except
Right.
Roger Long and a couple other people to
To
even
remember.
know what we're talking about. Three's Company, guys. Google it and
That's
pick
awesome.
between Janet or Chrissy.
That's phenomenal. That's really good.
Jeez.
I was listening to. I have a song that I'm trying to incorporate into the show at some point because I'm going down this very fun musical journey of like bands that I have totally forgotten about in my life that I used to love in high school and college, and I'm finding all these different ones. And there's a band called Faithless out of Britain that was fun. Dido started. If you remember who Dido is, but Dido started as a backup vocal for Faithless. He's an unbelievable rap guy or DJ really. And it's a song called Baseball Cap. I was like, that's a Dave song. The song called Baseball Cap. Yeah.
Oh,
So it's like David, you would like him. It's your type of pump up bass heavy techno.
I love it. That's great.
Came
No,
out
that's
in
helped.
train spawning.
That's helped a lot is going back in the Wayback Machine and listening to songs. I mean, that's all the songs from when you started driving.
Yeah, it's cathartic.
And, you know, it puts you in that place that sometimes you need to go because you're in waters that like, you don't know what's coming.
Oh no, you find yourself. I mean, it's been fun. It's been fun to go back and be
That's
like,
good.
oh, I remember that band. I remember that song. I remember this. I remember that. Yeah, you find yourself. I mean, this has whole been a 4 or 5 year journey of rediscovering me.
The
But
boys in the chat have started to look at pictures in Google, and Sonic just came in and said, I can't decide.
Come
between
on.
Janet and Chrissy. That's why I can't answer.
you can't tell me you're looking between Janet and Chrissy that
Listen,
there's
Joyce
actually a
DeWitt was
debate.
a smoke show. She was a smoke
was-
show, and she was smart.
She
Chrissy,
was I don't know,
blonde,
smoke
gorgeous,
show.
nothing upstairs. It was a different type
That
of
was the
thing.
idea. That was the whole point. But like just on looks alone, like not like yes, Janet was more of the wholesome, like marry, bleep, kill type of conversation. You could have you put those. I've seen people do Three's Company, marry, bleep, kill. So I get that. You bleep
Right.
Chrissy, and then you marry Janet.
Oh, yeah.
So
And then what do you kill? That's Mrs. Roper.
whoever.
Burley?
Yes, you kill Mr. Roper. Yes, definitely you kill Mr.
Jack.
Roper.
Do you remember the friend Larry? Larry was the best.
I don't know. I was too young. It was always like background noise when I was growing up. It wasn't like something I actively watched. It was Three's Company. It was one of those things. It was like squirrel. It's like blonde. Ooh. It's like, oh, girl, blonde. Hi. It's like you just like stop and go, oh, what's that?
Squirrel.
What?
Oh.
One of my favorite references from a kids movie of all time. You haven't seen Up, you don't get that reference, but Up is what a movie. Oh, What a movie.
So good.
Such a good movie. The dog
I'm
is
gonna
so
watch
good.
tonight, now that you
Squirrel.
said it. Watch. Oh, let me write this down.
It's literally what I do in my life is like when I get distracted by things, I'm always like, squirrel. It's so good. The talking box on his throat and the dog talks. I love it. It's one of my favorite top 3 movies for Pixar
time.
of all time. It's so damn good. I absolutely love it. All right, better to book a time real quick here as we roll into the 2 baseball games going on. I'm gonna look for some plus money and even money runs. I'm taking Rangers to win this game here because I think they will take 2 of 3 from the Astros. I know the pitching matchup is tough with Framber going for the Astros, but I think these Rangers are mad about what happened last night at the plate. The 4-3 loss, the blocking of the plate call that came in. You see it. You see the 2 plays that look very, very similar. One went the Astros' way, one went against the Rangers.
I did not. I didn't see anything from this game. Who won this game last night?
Astros. 4-3, play at the plate. A run got counted for the Astros, but a run did not count for the Rangers based on obstruction of the plate. And it picked off a lot of Ranger fans and the Ranger team. I'm going to better book the Rangers today. Let's see what they're up to now. Rangers are now plus 158. You want back Framber.
So the Astros won on Monday. The Astros won yesterday.
Yeah, fading the streak.
Nah. I'll take Astros.
Okay, that's fair. I knew you were going to say that. I was like, Dave's about the streak. I'm going to take the plus money.
No, I'm looking, and Haney. He better pitch lights out tonight.
It can be an over game.
I like under.
It can be 4-4.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I
weird.
think they got a shot. If it's an
Framber's
over game, I like your side.
Right. Framber has a losing record at home.
I know.
Which is weird.
How weird. I was going to say, how weird is that?
It's weird. There's no debate. It's odd. He's got a losing record at home. He's pitched extremely well at home. He's got a 2.94 ERA overall. His ERA is 2.13 at home, but he's 3-4 at home.
Yeah.
72 innings, 17 earned runs given up. It's pretty good.
Astros are 17-5 versus Texas. The last one.
They got to stop that.
Roger Long.
If the Astros win this game, they're tied for first place. It's a big game.
And this is, did you say beginning of the series, this is the last time they play each other?
I didn't say that, but I think that's right.
Okay.
I think that's right.
How's that possible?
Because everyone wanted the 13-game schedule. Oh, it's going to be great. 13-game schedule. This is fun.
Got to have division games in September, especially against, you should play one series against every one of your division, at least in September.
I would agree. Let's see. They play them on the road in September.
Thank you. Okay.
September 4th, 5th, and 6th.
All right, good.
So they play them one more time. But they don't play them again. They don't play them the whole month of August. So, and that will be the last time they see them. This is the last time that the Rangers will play at Houston
right.
This season, is tonight.
Good luck. Good luck, big business. Good luck, Texas.
And then finally, Orioles money line tonight. I like the Orioles. That number now is
cheap.
Still minus 102. Okay. Suarez has been complete garbage at home.
Yeah, I know.
Garbage at home. ERA over 5.
What a game yesterday that was. I was glued to it.
But they should have. The Orioles should have won the game.
Yeah,
that's why I'm betting. That's why I'm thinking, because they should have won yesterday. They come back and they win today because they're mad that they should have won yesterday. Walk off. I was lucky. I was on the Phillies yesterday, taking the Orioles today.
Bryce got on with 2 out, and Bryson hit a double.
Nice.
Knocked in Harper to tie it.
Right.
It was fantastic. We were going crazy in the house. I was like, hey, Bryson just tied the game. Come watch. Kids were like, yeah, that's great. Go back to doing what you were doing, Daddy. And then they got a base hit, or a ground out that should have been the end of the inning.
Right.
And the shortstop bobbled it, panicked a little bit, safe at first. Next guy hits a single to win the game. Boom, hits a single. I like the Phillies today.
Okay. If you guys are watching on YouTube and Twitter, hang around for bonus time. Sports Grid, thank you so much. We're coming back tomorrow on Thursday, same place, same time for another show for BVB. Stick around for bonus time. Favorite thing about today is what?
I called the landline yesterday. I called the landline of senior member of the brigade, Roger Long, and we spoke. And he gave me a great line. And I mentioned that we might at some point go to Indiana and do a show. He said, Dave, if you're within 2 hours of me, I'm coming.
Wow.
Rain, snow, ice, whatever, I'm driving, and I'll find you.
Nice.
And I said, well, that's awesome. I just wanted to thank you for, sending Matt and I to things. And
of course,
he said, you guys have opened up your lives to us in a way of doing this show. I can't thank you enough. And I was like, you're thanking me. And he said, yeah. I said, this is like every day I meet in the chat and have met these people. He can't get on the Discord because he doesn't have a phone. It does not have a cell phone.
Okay.
He said, I tried to get in there with an email, and it's just, what is the Discord channel, sir?
bvbshow.com.
And he says he doesn't have an email that can confirm that he's not a bot or something like this. Otherwise, he would go in there. But it reminded me of something that just was like, all right, that'll be my favorite thing about today, tomorrow. I talked to him on the phone. Hearing this guy's voice was like hearing John Facenda. He went so deep. And he was like, Dave, did you like the stuff that I sent? And, Matt with the jackets and the this and the that. What? Oh, no.
I'll say it in a little bit. Just someone that I liked a lot growing up just passed away. Whoa.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh,
that's crazy. Go ahead. Sorry, go on.
Well, no, that's okay. Again, it was just a reminder that we're connecting with people through the proxy service, through the show, through the Discord channel, through the email Ask the BVB. And then when we get together, guys have connected that I think will have dear, genuine friendships for 100%. A long time.
Yeah.
What we did here in Vegas, which we're hopefully going to announce that we might be doing again, and we might take this thing on the road. I don't think it's a might. I think we're going to take the show on the road in a few different places. So hopefully if we're within 2 hours of you, you'll take a day off of work or a half day and come spend time with us, because it's really fun. I can't put it in a white sheet. I can't put it in a business presentation. I can't put it in a damn email that you're going to understand what we're doing. You need to come watch the damn show and just watch. And if it's for you, stay. If it's not, fuck it. Go find something else to do. Seriously. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell these people anymore.
Right.
What are you guys doing for football? We've been telling you what we've been doing every day since January 1st. We only went to the Super Bowl. We got credentials. We were on Radio Row. We went and did live shows next to a pool, interviewed Sydney and Angie, and we did everything else in between.
Right.
Talked about tan lines, game lines, whatever else kind of lines you want to talk about. Not those other lines.
It is Vegas.
Yeah, not those. But that's my favorite thing about today right there. That connection sparked me saying, come just watch the show. Just watch the show.
Not to be kind of a bummer, but today is Mick Jagger's 80th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So that was going to be my favorite thing about today, because it's incredible how many people don't see 80. And of all the people you might think that wouldn't see 80 would be that guy. Like Keith Richards is still alive.
Right.
Mick Jagger's still alive. I mean, those guys live. They still live even at 80. But Sinead O'Connor died today at 56.
How old?
56.
Woo.
And she may have taken her own life, and I really hope that she did not. But, there's certain artists. It's funny, when I was growing up, there wasn't many bands that my stepdad beat me to, but it was an interesting moment. I still remember exactly where I was. I was in the back of his Volkswagen Jetta. We were driving this is old school Boston before the big dig, but we were driving on the 93 underpass going into the city, and he handed me the tape for Sinead O'Connor's debut album and said, "U2 and Prince both helped this artist."
Excuse me.
I became a lifelong fan from like the second I heard her voice, and nothing compared. It was the song. Prince wrote that song. U2, Bono was heavily involved in what Sinead did. I didn't get a chance to see her until years later. I saw her in New Hampshire at the Boardwalk Ballroom, which was up if you guys are familiar with New Hampshire, and probably, I don't know, 400, 500 people were in this club. I got a chance to see her when she was, I don't know, it was probably 2005, 6, something in that range. I was during a summer break trip that I was home, and I got to just drive up to New Hampshire to go see her. So that stinks. So Dolores O'Riordan, lead singer of the Cranberries, that was my first favorite Irish singer, female. She's gone now. And now Sinead's gone at 56. That stinks. My two favorite Irish singers are both dead. That sucks. Sorry. Didn't mean to end on a sad note, but I just saw that and like caught my breath. I was like, wait, what? It's Mick Jagger's 80th birthday, and she dies at 56. It's a really strange juxtaposition. I just want to say thank you for a couple of things really real quick here, because I think there's a lot of really cool things going on in July, and a lot of people are going to come back to the show coming up here in August and September. It always happens. People have gone away for summertime months. They're going to come on in. I just want to say thank you to people like right now. If you're watching the show right now, it's 12:15, 3:15 on the East Coast on July 26th. There are so many things you could be doing, and yet you guys are here. As I mentioned at the start of the show, this is the bottom. Like this whole week is like the bottom. I've hit the bottom. Like this is now the climb up. We get to August. We start to see the light. We start to see things. We're 31 days away from football starting. 31 days. The countdown is on. We're 2 weeks from school starting, and we have big announcements to be coming down the pike as to what we're doing in August, where we're going to be, and what's going on, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. A lot of cool things coming. But I get very excited. I appreciate the notes and the messages you guys are writing on our YouTube channels, and you guys are interacting a lot. Yes. Will is killing it with the shorts. I mean, it's just absolutely destroying it. I'm completely like, thank you. Like, oh my gosh, what you're doing is so thankful. But I really, it's when we say OG members, when we see brigade people, like if you're watching right now, consider yourself part of that conversation. Like, correct. Like if you're here right now at this time, and what's going on with everything else going on in the world, my favorite thing about today is you guys. So thank you for everything you've done and what you're continuing to do for us. I really do appreciate it. Back tomorrow for a Thursday. He is Dave. I am Matt. BVB Thursday. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and tell somebody about the show.